what do the children need that they are not receiving?
If we are able to resolve the why, I think someday we'll be able to resolve most of the problems that a child is having. Every child has a fear of failure.
So when we talk about today's schools, are the teachers supported enough so that they feel seen, heard and empowered?
Happy teachers create happy classroom.
What would you suggest the parents, like what they should do or they should not do if they have to really take care of their child's mental health?
That as parents, we should let them explore the environment. Let them run. The child will believe in himself because the parents believe in him.
How can we build up resilience, confidence, and this emotional strength that we are talking about right from a young age?
So if we normalize failure, trust me, this problem of assessment, evaluation will reduce. Spend quality time. Now I say, spend a time without devices.
Hello everyone. Welcome to another meaningful episode of Unmute Yourself. The topic that we are going to talk today is very sensitive, very urgent, and very, very important. Every single day we are hearing the news of children as young as 9 years old taking drastic steps. And the question that we ask is, why is this happening? Maybe the question that we need to ask is, what do the children need that they are not receiving? So today we are moving away from the blame game towards how can we build a strong ecosystem where our children feel safe, the teachers feel supported, and the parents feel included. And for this conversation, today I have a very special guest with me, Ms. Vithika Rahul, Vice Principal, American Excelsior School, who just loves nurturing the young minds and supporting the teachers in the changing times. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being here with us today.
Thank you so much, Preeti, for calling me. I'm sure whatever insights I share, they will definitely be beneficial for all.
It's great to have you here. And the conversation is really sensitive, but we would really look forward to what all insights we can draw from them, and as many parents, teachers, and students would actually get help from that.
Definitely, whatever I can help you out with, I would love to help, because this is what I think is a true professional should do.
Correct. Thank you so much. You have 20 plus experience of being into academics and being from a psychology background. Now we see today's generation and we see this is a privileged generation, right? The children seem to be happy from the outside, but when we dig deeper, they are emotionally overwhelmed, right? So what has changed over these last 10 years, or if we just come as 5 years, that so many changes we are able to see in the children, maybe the coping mechanism or something. So please throw some light on that.
So Preeti, working for 24 years with children, I have definitely seen a lot of changes. I would say, first of all, that I believe is that children have become less on resilience. Sure. Resilience is a very important factor. I think that is somewhere lacking in today's generation. They are not ready to, failure is very difficult. I mean, they're not even ready to try. They are so scared to try because they believe that they will fail. Secondly, even if they try and they fail, the reaction is very bad. There is an extreme anger outburst. They are extremely impulsive. They are not ready to they don't try back. I mean, failing, I think we have all learned through our failures.
True.
But what we did was we accepted our failures and then we moved. Today's generation is not ready to accept that I failed. If I fail, that's an end of the world for me. So that is why they're going for very extreme steps. Their emotional reaction is extreme.
Right.
Somewhere I also feel that they have a lot of communication barrier. They're not able to communicate what they actually feel. If talking in terms of stamina, their mental, their physical stamina, all of them, I think, has somewhere come down. So here, one thing more I would like to add, Preeti, is that it is not that I agree that there are a lot of things that are lagging behind, but there is something that is very positive about this generation also that I would like to highlight. One is they're very inclusive.
Yes.
They are extremely inclusive people. They are tech savvy, they learn very fast, and they are very adaptable. So I think that the kind of generation that we are getting now, definitely we need to work on their emotions. We need to work on the psychological aspect, and trust me, they will change very fast if we are ready to change.
We are ready to change.
Yeah.
So that's very valid points that you brought up, that the resiliency has actually gone down, right? Now, when we see that a child is struggling, right, he or she is not able to express something, the first point that is, if they are reaching out to the parents blame the school, and the teachers say that they should be supported at home, but the child somewhere is struggling in between.
Absolutely.
But when we talk about a child's mental and emotional well-being, I think that's a shared responsibility.
Absolutely.
Right? So how do you think, what is that shift in the mindset that we can have, so that the parents and the teachers, they can work as a team for supporting the student?
So you rightly said, I remember this saying that it takes a village to raise a child. So when I mean we know that what is the center of attention for children and teachers is the child. Child is the most important thing. But what is happening is, rather than collaborating, the very partnership between school and parent is getting weakened. Now, I agree that teachers have their own pressures that they're dealing with.
Very true.
Parents have their own pressures. But we all, whether it's teacher or parents, we all have to come on a single forum if we really need to work. It is definitely a shared responsibility. Collaboration rather than competition or complaints is the rule. It is the rule. What I see, Preeti, nowadays is a blame game that you actually said. If the child is not studying, it is that teachers are bad. Or if the child is not, if child misbehaves and the parent did not give the values. But we are all focusing. The problem is that somewhere the focus of whether the teachers or the parents is on what is happening. Correct. I think they have to come together and see why it is happening. If we are able to resolve the why, I think someday we'll be able to resolve most of the problems that a child is having.
That's true. But when you say that, why is that child struggling? Why he's not able to put across his point there? Are we providing that child that safe space? So if we look from a school's perspective, in the classrooms, are we providing a safe space to them? Or if I just ask you, can you just share some 3 simple techniques that a teachers can immediately apply to make a child feel safe once he is in the classroom?
Okay, so first let me visualize a safe space, as you say. According to me, a safe space is a place which a child is coming smiling in the classroom.
True.
He's trying whatever he wants to try. He's not scared to make mistakes. He's confident enough to speak. Definitely, as an educator, I have never ever compromised on the discipline. But within a disciplined classroom, the child confidently speak what he expresses, whatever he feels. Now, I think this is, according to me, a safe place. And how can we do it? The first very important thing is by warm greetings. When you enter into the classroom, a teacher, by just smiling, "Hi, Preeti, how are you?" Giving a personal touch. I'm sure if your teacher has ever said, "Hi, Preeti, good morning," with a smile, how happy you feel. The teacher knows my name. She's wishing me. Second, very important, I think, is, somewhere putting the right boundaries.
That's very important.
See, what are norms? Norms are something that standards that are accepted by everybody.
Correct.
As a teacher, I make a norm and I say everybody will follow. It's not possible. Can we make some shared norms?
Yes.
Shared in the sense where we take a lot of inputs from children, because children, as I told you, they think very fast. They are smart.
They are.
Tell them,
correct.
If you really want the norms to be accepted, please involve them in making norms. And you say, and then somewhere, rather than just focusing on marks and all, when you're making norms, make more norms in terms of behavior, what is accepted and what is not accepted. Let us not have a lot of gray areas. Because if you have gray areas, children tend to ponder more over those gray areas. And third, very important thing is that normalize failure. It is okay to fail.
It is okay to fail.
It is absolutely, failing means that you are trying. The moment teacher is able to inculcate this feeling that failure means you are trying, trust me, most of the problems will be resolved, because every child has a fear of failure, fear of being evaluated. That is what we can work on.
So, ma'am, teachers today are under tremendous pressure. Like, gone are the days when we used to hear that teaching job is a very easy job. You go with kids, you come back with the children, and that's all. I think it is much, much more to that, because it's your responsibility. When you are a teacher, it is as good as being a parent to the child. right? So but today the scenario is that there is so much pressure on the teachers. It could be academic targets, it could be the parental pressure, it could be the school leadership pressure. The teachers themselves are so exhausted, right? How can we expect them to extend warmth towards the students when they themselves are going through so much? So, when we talk about today's schools, are the teachers supported enough so that they feel seen, heard, and empowered?
So, Preeti, honestly speaking, I never thought teaching was an easy job. Reason being, teaching requires lots and lots of responsibility. You are actually in charge of somebody's life.
Correct.
You have to inculcate those ethics and morality that the child can remember you ever in their life. So I think teaching has been a very difficult profession, according to me,
It is.
because you are in charge. I mean, you're taking accountability for
Exactly.
somebody.
Exactly.
Honestly speaking, again, if I talk about the teachers today, see, teachers have lots of professional expectations.
Yes.
They have lots of personal commitments,
True.
and sometimes they also have certain financial needs.
True.
And then we expect them to be happy, coming with a smile, as I told you, very warm-hearted, giving
Yeah.
unconditional love and regard to the child. We forget they are humans.
Exactly.
Sometimes we forget they are humans. So I think as a school, it is very important for us to understand that happy teachers create happy classroom. I believe in that. So happiness index of the children, of the teachers, are very important. Now, how can we do that? I think teachers there should be enough space, enough opportunities given for the teachers to speak and express themselves. Many schools now have circle times even for teachers where they can express themselves.
Fantastic.
I think deadlines can always be somewhere compromised.
Yes.
If it is, a teacher is struggling with deadline because of some professional need that she has or some personal commitment, I think we can always work that upon. That can also, because we understand there's a lot of work the teacher has to do.
Correct.
If the teacher is unable to teach properly, maybe she needs some professional support. Let us provide her with her. So what is important is that we have to understand that teachers are human, and if we really want our children to be happy, we have to allow that much space, that much happiness, that much ability to speak to our teachers. Then only they will be happy. And whenever there is an issue, please investigate. Let's not blame the teachers.
Let's not blame
It
the
is
teachers.
very
Exactly.
important for us to investigate, as we say that we have to respond, not react. So let's not react.
Correct. That's so true, because see, I really empathize with the teachers the day I go for the PTMs, because handling so many parents throughout the day with the same queries, same questions about children. So I'm like, yes, my only question is, how are they doing? Do you need any support
Yes.
from my side? I
Yes.
think that is done. Otherwise, they know what they are doing. And if I'm sending my child to school, I have 100% confidence that, okay, fine. If the teacher has said so, they definitely, because there are instances when my child says, okay, ma'am said this to me, that you need to have a closer look at your circle or whom you are. That means she has noticed something which you maybe did not even realize. So listen, she's saying this for your betterment only.
Absolutely, Preeti, I agree. The moment you said that, you have full confidence. I want parents to have this confidence on teachers, you know. I agree. See, if we agree that the teachers are human, they can have their bad days and good days. But it does not mean that they want any harm. Teachers being biased, teachers being partial. Somewhere, let us sit down and communicate.
Exactly.
As you said in parents-teacher meetings, what is that meant for? That is meant for communicating, not for blaming or arguing or accusing each other.
Exactly. That is so true.
That is very important.
That is very, very important. Now, coming to parents, right? Today's parents, or parents like what we had 30, 40 years back, today we have a term gentle parenting, right? Our parents used to be so strict that one look from them, they know, okay, you just zip your mouth, you cannot utter a single word now. But the intention of a parent is always good for the child, right? But sometimes some parents struggle how to make their child comfortable and have that emotional conversation with the child. So, from an academician point of view and from a psychology point of view also, what would you suggest the parents, like what they should do or they should not do if they have to really take care of their child's mental health?
Okay, so here I would talk about three very important things. See, this is on the basis of my, as a parent, as a teacher, whatever my experience is, I'm sharing that. Three very important things that I would suggest parent is resilience, communication, and commitment. I'll come to all three of them. I mean, we all love our children. I love my daughters very much, but I have never given them crutches.
Yes.
Because I know if I give them crutches, they will never be able to walk.
True.
We all love our children, but we can't be so overprotective that we do not allow them to run also. What is important is that as parents, we should let them explore the environment, let them run, but with this confidence that my parents are there to hold me if I fall down.
Correct.
They are
Let
there.
them fall.
That is what is going to develop not only trust, but also resilience. The child will believe in himself because the parents believe in him. Second very important thing I said was connectivity. Now, there was a time when I used to go on these talk shows, I used to say, spend quality time. Now I say, spend a time without devices.
Yes.
I always say
shift.
that very important. If you want to connect with your child, please spend time without devices. That is very important because, see, so I have met so many parents. They say, no, when we talk to our children, we say, how was school? How are your marks? How much homework have you got? Can we please move beyond marks, beyond homework, rather than asking your child, how was your school? I would rather ask my child, how did you feel happy today? Anything that bothered you? You look a little upset. What happened? Tell me.
Yes.
I'm trying, please enter inside the emotional world of the child if we want our children to trust us, to believe in us. This connectivity is very important.
Correct.
And trust me that half an hour without device, when you are trying to intrude inside the world of the child, works very fast. The child will not be scared to tell you what he feels.
Exactly.
That rapport will be formed. Rapport formation does not take place in a coffee house or on a play zone or somewhere. It forms where you are giving complete attention to the child. When the child knows that, yes, mama is listening to me. Your body, your gestures, your eyes are telling, yes, I care. That is important.
Wow, that's so true. So it is like giving them a safe space at
Absolutely.
home first so that they know what to expect. They themselves should be knowing that. And one thing, ma'am, when we talked about fear of failure that the children, so here the parents, they also need to share their share of failures so that the children.
I was coming to that. The third thing is communication. When I talk about communication is two-way communication.
Yes.
You are speaking and I'm listening. It's not that I am speaking and you are listening. This is what is happening. The moment child starts speaking, we start saying, wait, we start giving our own opinion. Okay, this is. The child says, come on, why should I talk? He's not ready to listen. I had this friend of mine, and once she told me that, she's checking her daughter's phone repeatedly. I said, why? She said that, Vithika, I don't trust her. And that was shocking for Kathy. She lies. I've caught her lying. Now, my question was, if she lied to you, did you introspect why?
Why?
The child has stopped communicating or started manipulating. That means where have we gone wrong?
There's something wrong.
That
with
is very so.
Yes.
So it's as parents, please understand communication requires empathetic listening. If you are able to listen to your child, if you are able to form that kind of bond where you're not only listening, you're also trusting them, I think half the battle is won.
Wow, that is so true. The communication, I think that is the foundation here. That yes, we are asking questions to them, but what kind of questions are we asking?
Yes.
Are we just listening? Are we hearing? Or in coaching, as we say, it is global listening. That I'm leaving all the biases, all my judgments aside, and I'm just absorbing whatever she or he has to say.
So even if the child is lying, don't confront.
Exactly.
Don't confront. Let him speak. Let him speak. With a smile, you know whether your child is lying. But don't. The moment you say you're a liar, you have labeled him. Then he will act according to the label.
That's so true. And that is especially difficult when you're handling the teenagers.
Absolutely.
Right? My son
Ask
will be
me,
turning 17.
I have got a 15 and 22-year-old daughter. You ask me, I know. Absolutely.
I have a lot to learn from you. Like 17 and 14, and I'm like, okay, yes. So the war zone is like on and off. Then
So
you
you're
have
a
to step
referee.
back.
You're a referee in between now.
Exactly. And then when he's saying something and he's grown taller as well, so he's like, no, no. I'm like, okay. So then I have to change myself.
Absolutely.
So there's a shift that I can see in myself also over the last 2 years. I'm like, okay, Viti, you have to take a step back and listen. Give them space. It's okay.
True.
So that shift automatically happens. Beautiful. So as you said, we often talk about emotional resilience at workplace. So at workplace, this resilience, hashtag resilience is all over the place, even on LinkedIn. So, but I think we should start that early on, right? Because the foundation is laid in school itself. So, how can we build up resilience, confidence, and this emotional strength that we are talking about right from a young age?
So, Preeti, I often give this example whenever I go on any talk show. I always say Lord Krishna did not live Govardhan Parvat the day he was born. And remember, Hanumanji forgot everything unless until Jaman actually made him remember about his strength. So what does this indicate? This indicate that we need those significant others to make a child realize from the very beginning that yes, you have that strength. You have that ability to do it. Yeah, you can do it. So how do we do it actually in school? How have I managed to do it? I have given very small challenges to my children. Give very manageable challenges from the very beginning to children so that they feel, they're able to do it and that success rate increases. Secondly, very important thing is that normalize failure. I'm repeatedly telling that important. Resilience cannot be built up unless and until you normalize failure. There was a Surf Excel ad that I saw where children were asked to walk on a very thin, I think, log of wood. And they were falling and they were trying again. They were falling and they were trying again. Okay. And then there were adults who were told to do the same thing. After once they fell down and they failed and never tried again. You see the difference.
Wow.
So the concept of failure is actually taught by us to our children. So if we normalize failure, trust me, this problem of assessment, evaluation will reduce. And third, very important thing is response, not react. I always say that if you really want to build emotional strength in the child, if you want resilience, then you have to respond. Whether you are a parent, whether you are a teacher, please learn to respond calmly. Respond in a way that the child does not feel hurt. Listen to him, except not as you're nodding. Because you're listening to me. I know you're listening to me. So very important, responding to the child is very important. The problem is we start yelling, we start shouting, the child gets scared.
Yes.
And these little ones get scared very fast. And whatever damage, segment voice says, most of the problem is because of the childhood traumas.
Exactly.
So whatever damage has been done once, it is difficult to repair it.
Yeah. And that's the reason that today we are hearing the terms like inner child healing. And only it's everywhere on the internet because people are actually recalling their childhood trauma and they're dealing with it now. Because we see the patterns now, whatever was there, they have held on to those emotions and it is coming out now in professional and personal life.
Preeti, you won't believe, I just want to narrate a small case. I came across this boy of grade 3. Okay. Now, he's coming from a very distorted family. You cannot believe what he did. So there's another boy in his class who cannot speak. He locked him in the washroom, and while he was banging the door and he was whatever voice he was shouting, he was getting that pleasure out of it. That's a true case, I'm telling you, because when I asked him, I said, what was making you? Did you like it? Were you feeling happy? He actually said yes. I thought he'll say no, I felt very bad. He said no, I was enjoying it. So that's again and again I'm talking about the fact that do not react on the child. The child is going to displace it on somebody who's weaker than him. So, and all this behavior builds when the child is young.
Oh my God, that was disturbing.
That is disturbing. I mean, if I talk about so many cases, I mean, I don't know how many cases that I have. So but that is why again and again when I give a lot of importance to communication.
Communication, again and again,
Again,
we are coming to the same part. Communication gates have to be open 24/7 with our kids.
They talk about pastoral care. I said, please, this care should come from the class teacher, from the teachers itself. They can easily give.
Mhm.
You know, when you go in the class and you smile
Mhm.
and say good morning, and you know that warmth, it spreads.
Yes.
And they smile back at you. And these children they're loving. They'll come and they'll hug you if they really love you. And if they do not, then trust me, they'll start weeping loudly the moment they look at you. And then the teacher will, why does he always cries when he look at me? That means it's a time for you to introspect.
Wow, that's a very important line that you shared. That introspection actually
Very
is very
important.
much needed. Basis on the child's behavior, that how is the child responding
Absolutely.
to you or your presence. So they feel the energy. They understand the energy very well.
And they are very observant towards. They are very observant.
When we talk about all this, are there any day-to-day activities in the school that can actually make the kids mentally stronger?
First, very important thing, as I will say, is that putting the boundaries straight.
Mm-hmm.
See, children are exposed to so much nowadays.
Correct.
We know that there's so much of. A few days ago, it again reminds me that there was something. I mean, this is a case that has been narrated to me by one of my friend who's in Mumbai.
Mm-hmm.
So their a group of girls, they created a fake ID, and they, to one of the friend joined it, and they started, bullying the child. A child through that
Mhm.
fake ID. So it is important, somewhere when we are putting boundaries to the child, whether it is as parent or as, they should tell them very clearly that this is what is accepted. This is a time that I'm giving you for the screen. After this, not allowed. There has to be set boundaries for sleeping. There has to be some routines that we have to give it to our children. Unless and until, boundaries in the form of routines that we are giving. So one side is routine, another side is behavior. To what level are you ready to tolerate a child's behavior should be told to the child very
Yes.
clearly, that yes, we are I am friendly to you, but I am not your friend. That
Correct.
is
That
very important.
yes.
That boundary needs to be set.
Correct.
Because I see many times children calling teachers and the teachers responding no. That respect still
That
needs
has
to
to
be
be
maintained. That is,
very true.
maybe I'm that of the old school thought, but then I believe I've always maintained that boundary between children and myself, and I think they hold a lot of respect to that. Children do. As far as you are able to cater to their emotional and academic need, trust me, they will love you even if you are a strict teacher.
That's so
So
true.
that those boundaries, so routine needs to be set up very clearly. First thing. Secondly, let them give opportunities to fail and then try again. It's okay. They can fail n number of times. Let them. If the child is not able to solve a problem, give him time. What is the hurry? Give him time.
What's the hurry?
Well,
Exactly.
that happens with parents. If the child is not able to tie the shoe, they say, wait, I will tie it. What
Let
is
him
the
try.
hurry? There are so many people, so many children, they don't know how to peel oranges because the parents have been peeling it from, they don't have that much patience that they are. So please let them fail and let them try again.
Correct.
Third very important thing is affirmations, I would say.
Yes.
Affirmations are you can do it. I know you can do it. That's okay if you fail. You are trying. Those affirmations are very important.
That's true.
And I think in the classroom, there should be enough space for a child to emotionally express himself. Circle times, group projects, group work. Give them time to express. There are no norms of a silent classroom with the teacher speaking and children are listening. No, gone are those days.
Times have changed drastically.
Yeah, if you want children to learn, please let them speak.
Let them
It's
be
okay.
children.
Yeah, let them be children. They can speak. They can humor. I think teaching requires humor also.
True.
So let them express. Circle time, group project, group work, good interpersonal skills. How will they develop? They develop in the classroom.
True.
Let them explore that. That is very important. And a balanced classroom. When I say balance, I'm trying to say that there should be some time for them to relax also. Let them close their eyes if if they're sleepy, let them close their eyes and relax. Last 10 minutes can be left, especially in those 3 o'clock in the month of May. Children are so exhausted.
Exactly.
And why are we forcing things onto which they will never remember? So try to, we say that teach me the way I understand, not the way you know.
You know.
That is
Correct.
important. So if they want to
Beautiful.
relax, I think last 10 minutes of a day can
Mhm.
always be given for them to relax. I think these are few things that we can always do in the classroom.
Wow. I hope that's a good takeaway for all the teachers. And there were some pointers for the parents as well here.
Yeah.
Because when we are talking about the boundaries, right, that's so important and it sets a context early in their childhood that boundaries are important. Because later, when we are adults, we actually struggle with the boundaries.
And routines also.
And routines also, right?
very
Routines
important.
are messed up. Actually, routines are messed up.
Preeti, you won't believe I have students coming in my school sometimes, and they. I'm very unhappy to see them because they haven't even combed their hair. They're so tired. They look so. I asked them why. What is? Tell them, Mama, we couldn't sleep at night. What time did you? We slept at 2:00. Obviously, you know I'll give you an example of my daughter. I tell her that it's a Friday night, so I can be awake till 3. I said no. You cannot be awake till 3. That's not possible.
Correct.
Sometimes, so I believe a balance. When I talk about balance, this balance is very much required. Where on one side you're catering to them, on the other side you are also helping them to maintain that, inculcate that discipline that requires to be successful in the life.
Correct, but that's a parent's responsibility as well.
That's it.
You yourself cannot
you
be awake
share
till 3.
responsibility. I believe in shared responsibility.
Yes, so I'm awake till 3, and if I ask my son to go to bed by 11, he's like, Mama, you yourself are awake till 3
So
o'clock.
that was again, I wanted to add, display the behavior that you want child to do. We say, no, do not worry if the child is not listening to you. Worry, he is observing you.
Correct.
This is my favorite quote.
One more thing I wanted to ask here, that when we are talking about bullying, in our communication with our children, we often ask them, is anybody troubling you or something like that? Somewhere we also have to understand that we have to make sure that our child is not the one who's bullying someone else. How can parents ask those kind of questions to children just to...
See, first of all, when the child talks about bullying, it is important for us not to ignore it. Okay? We have to go and tell the teachers about it, and we have to take a feedback and follow up with that because it is very important. And as a teacher, I would investigate. Why investigation? Because as you said, it can be both ways. I am bullying and I might say the others are bullying me.
Correct.
It can be. So it is important that as a teacher, I investigate what is happening, not ignore what is happening. Okay. Third, so when I was talking about communication and connected, this is what if my child says I'm bullying, I'm listening to. The child will say what happened. So obviously I have to understand what is happening with the child. See, the child will tell sometimes stories. The child will... See, there are times when the child speaks, maine bhi ye kiya tha. The moment he says, maine bhi ye kiya tha, you have to talk again and again. You have to speak, and you have to speak without, when I say speak, you have to listen, not speak. You have to listen to the child. Listen with all your ears open, your mind open, and no judgment. No judgment. That is it. And you have to share. I mean, going to putting it to the school, that the school did not do anything. How many times did you go and repeat it? How many times did you go and follow up with the problem? See, school may have 10. I'm not trying to defend anybody here. I'm trying to say that it's your child. School has, the teacher will have 20 more children, 30 more children facing this problem. So we as a parent have to escalate the problem, everything that is happening. And definitely work on your child. I always say, today you are there to take care of it. What tomorrow?
Exactly.
He or she has to go in the outer world. Work on the child's mental well-being. Work on his mental stamina. I call it mental stamina. We should never let him or her break down easily.
Wow, beautiful. So what would be the most important two? We can just zero down on 2 emotional skills that you would want that all the children should have or require before they reach grade 10.
I think the first one you can easily understand is resilience. Why resilience? Because when I talk about resilience is when the child is working on himself. He is trying to find his abilities. He's trying to find those things that will make him strong. He can stand for himself. That is. Second very important thing is empathy. That is understanding others. In resilience, the child is standing for himself. In empathy, he is standing for somebody else. He's standing with somebody else. That is very important, because we say that a child should not only be able to tolerate his own opinion, or not only able to express his own opinion, but he should be able to tolerate others also. This is what is the actual criteria of peace. Peace means I'm speaking, but I'm right, you're also right.
Yes.
That is what is important.
Wow.
So I think these are two very important skills that we need to build in our children.
So, resilience and empathy.
Empathy, yes.
Two skills that we should be sure that we are passing it on to our children. And the school definitely is working through that. The teachers are there for the full support, but the parents have to work as a team with the teachers and not as opponents or in opposition to,
absolutely.
Right? So when we imagine this ecosystem where all the children are safe, the teachers feel supported and empowered, and the parents feel that they are included in everything that the child is doing and the things related to their child. How do you feel? What does it look like?
So there's a perfect condition if you talk about what a perfect picture where
Exactly.
the children are safe, parents are included, and teachers are happy, if I have to say. But and trust me, it is not an impossible situation. What are we trying to see? We are trying to see that on an average, there's a school situation where mostly children are happy, teachers, parents are included, and teachers enjoy coming to school. If I have to, this is actually a condition in most of the school. You know what is happening is that sometimes some difficult thing happens, the teacher has scolded the child suddenly starts feeling unsafe. He goes and says this to the parent starts blaming, they blame, there's a big letters coming to the school saying, but where again, I said, again, we start accusing, come back, come to communication. Everything is possible if we all sit together. And the motive is the benefit of the child. If we come with this motive that yes, we want the best for the child, if the parent think like this, the teachers think like this, I think by this collaboration, anything can be resolved. But if I come with a mind that today I'm going to go and I'm going to yell on the teacher, how dare she scold my child? Or if the teacher thinks, if the mother come, I'm going to say how bad the child is, such a failure. I'm going to, then the situation is very different. So that's what I'm trying to say. See, even the education policy is talking about the well-being of the child. The education policy also says that we have to talk about, now gone are those days when we are talking about one chapter. We are talking about conceptual knowledge. We are talking about developing skills.
Correct.
Because when you go to the industry outside, they are not seeing your marks or your grades. They are seeing how skillful you are. So we have to change the pattern of thoughts that are happening. We have to change the way we are thinking. Education is about learning, unlearning, and relearning also. So I think the situation that we perceive to be a very picture perfect image is possible if we are ready to relearn ourselves. If the parents are ready to relearn and they accept that teachers are there to take care of the child. So if the teachers think that they are there to help and children love them, parents have full confidence on them. If the teachers believe that, trust me, it will be happy days for the child. A child needs adults who cooperate, not those who complain.
That is so true, because then, and that is why we are again and again saying that the teachers and the parents, they have to work as a team. Right? Because whatever, if the parent is angry about a teacher's behavior, or if a teacher is angry with the parent because of that child, ultimately the child is bearing the brunt of that.
Absolutely. And the problem is, we have divided the task. This is what is teacher's responsibility. This is my no. It is a shared, as you said, it is a shared responsibility. If the child is feeling emotionally weak, it is a shared responsibility of school and parent to work together. If the child is having academic problem, it is a shared responsibility. Let us not divide a child. A child is a holistic person. He's a well-being. We talk about his well-being. Come on, let us work together for that.
So before we close, what would be that one message that you would want to give to the parents, to the teachers, and to the senior leadership, the school leadership, for raising good children who are mentally and emotionally strong?
Okay. For parents, I will say, behind every child who believed in themselves is the parent who believed him first.
Beautiful.
To teachers, I will say, mind the weight of your words.
Wow.
And to the leadership team, I would say, stand behind those adults who stand in front of your children.
Wow, that's so profound.
This is something that Preeti have always felt. There is so many fears that the teachers are struggling with, that their jobs, memos that they will get. If management can inculcate this trust in the children, in the teachers, that we are with you, trust me, if they work without fear, the children will also be without fear.
Wow. And I think this is something that you have brought into light, that teachers also have their fears, because when
Yes.
we are talking about our children, it's like, yes, children are the ones who are suffering, and we often forget the people who we are giving the responsibility to handle our children. We need to look them as a human, as you said during the beginning of the episode.
So
as well.
emotional health, or whether
Yes.
it is the parents or our children or teachers, is equally important. I always say emotional health is very important.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Preeti.
Great. So this brings us to the end of this episode. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your honest and candid insights and conversation. I am sure that this is definitely going to help the parents, the teachers, and the students, that yes, you are struggling. There are challenges, but I think that will bring up even a better persona of yours once you just move forward with more resiliency and confidence that we are talking about. And this episode was not just a podcast, right? It was a call to action, because our children, they don't need perfection. They need our presence, they need communication, and they need the community support that parents and teachers together can provide to them. So, the first step, we have to build emotionally stronger homes, which would lead to emotionally stronger classrooms and a safer world for every single child. Thank you so much. Please share it with more parents and teachers, and let's make this world a safe place for all our children. Until next time, unmute yourself to what matters most. Bye bye.